Good day, Mr. Faizal Jafferally. I know you're the MP representing Region 5. Could you detail some of the issues facing the region and some of the solutions that have been proffered?
First of all, thank you for having me here as the parliamentary representative for the people of Region 5. With the emergency budget that was passed in 2020, I'm happy to know that we have made significant progress. But first, let me say Region 5 primarily is an agriculture area. We have the largest amount of land under rice cultivation in the whole country. In terms of cattle, we have the largest number of cattle in Region 5. We have significant cash crop production in Region 5. Of course, sugar is also in Region 5, and poultry is also in Region 5. When I look at the rice sector in Region 5, particularly in the MMA March area, significant work was done in the period October to December. I'm happy to report that through the initiative of the Ministry of Agriculture, some 7,000 canals were desilted and 7,000 farm-to-market road was upgraded. By desilting the canals and upgrading these farm-to-market road, it makes easy access to the rice farmers to get to the land in the first place and much easier to get out their produce. And therefore, there's nothing to impede them from having their crops from the field to the factory. And we have seen that rice, because of this initiative, we have had an increase in yield per acre. Over the years, you will have 25, 30 bags per acre. Farmers are reporting to have 40, 45 bags per acre. So that is a significant improvement in terms of the rice sector. Also, in the other areas of agriculture, sugar is also doing extremely well. Much emphasis in place to upgrade the factory and to ensure that sugar continue to be on the upward projection. We all know what happened in the world market and things of that nature with sugar. But Blaymont is doing significantly well in terms of the production and the cost of production. In other areas, I want to say, through the Ministry of Local Government, in all the NDCs across Region 5, and there are 10 NDCs in Region 5, there have been significant improvement in terms of road infrastructure. All across the region, we're upgrading many roads in Region 5. And this is welcomed by residents in every community. Whether the village is Tempe, whether it's Paradise, whether it's Bad Settlement, whether it's Ithaca, whether it's Blaymont, we ensure that work is done across the region in terms of road infrastructure. In terms of buildings, health, education, we have seen significant improvement also in those areas. So I will say the amount of work that was done in the last 3 months of 2020 surpassed that was done in the last 5 years under the AP new AFC coalition. What is also important that we've implemented a system in Region 5 where we try to empower people, that they take ownership of the projects within their various communities. For example, when a project, whether it's road, whether it's building, whether it's a sluice, whether it's a bridge, we go into that community, have the contract signed in that community, and we also leave with the community what is known as the bill of quantities, so they can monitor what these contractors are doing. However, they cannot stop the contractor. But if they see something is wrong, that the contractor perhaps is not billing using the amount of sand or stone, or the quality of the wood is not good, they will report to the engineer, who will now go and ensure that corrective measures are taken. So I think we are doing tremendously well in terms of infrastructure development in agriculture, in roads, in land development, and things of that nature. In terms of education, Region 5 and the rest of the country is affected by the pandemic. Children, unfortunately, cannot go back to school as yet. However, we ensure that the whatever is available through the Ministry of Education, wherever internet access is available, we ensure we get our students there if they have to bundle together at a particular home or a building so they can access education material. In addition to that, the Ministry of Education ought to be commended to ensure that worksheets are available in every school in Region 5. So I think Region 5 is on the verge of taking off. In terms of housing, housing will always be an issue, whether in Region 5 or 6 or anywhere else, because the demand for housing. And it's good because young people in particular has shown an interest in acquiring their home. And all of us, everyone. It's a sense of pride. It's a sense of belonging when you can have a roof over your head. The Ministry of Housing has recently started the work on the referendum expansion, where some 5,000 house lots will be made available in that community. So we have that project going on right now through the Ministry of Housing. They have started what is known as the cadastral survey and things of that nature. In addition to that, we are looking for lands in the Fairfield area. That's on the sub-region 1 of the region. And we have identified some land there which belongs to Gaisuku. So we have now worked with Gaisuku through the Ministry of Housing to ensure that we are able to acquire lands in the Fairfield area. That will also add the number of house lots in Region 5. So we are working well in that area. The Ministry of Human Services also is doing a fantastic job in educating people about the many social ills in our society. And they are working with various NGOs, the NDC, the business sector, and things of that nature. What we have done in Region 5 in terms of the fight against COVID and the coronavirus, in Region 5 we were able to distribute freely more than 32,000 masks across every household in Region 5. In addition to that, in the peak of the pandemic when it just began, people were laid off of their job and things of that nature. We were able to distribute over 12,000 hampers. In terms of the government cash grant, I think it was well received in Region 5. And I want to commend Minister Dharamlal and his team because he has oversight responsibility for the distribution of the COVID cash grant. And they've done a significantly good job in Region 5.
Can you confirm that every household received the 25,000 cash?
What I'm going to say, every household that is eligible to receive has received. However, based on the government initiative, if two families living in one yard, one will receive, the other will have the pink slip. Very shortly, we will embark to ensure those people who has the pink slip in their possession, they will also receive their $25,000. In addition to that, most government employees, with a recent announcement by His Excellency Dr. Irfan Ali of the additional $25,000 for public sector employees and state agency, I can reports I have received, they've already received that. So things are working. There's a lot of expectation, and with very shortly the passing of the 2021 budget, there has been consultation across the region, meeting with the various stakeholders. And when I say stakeholders, I mean across the region, the NDCs, the workers, the sugar workers, rice farmers, taxi drivers, to get from them what they would like to see happen in terms of infrastructure development. We have gone through that process across the region. We are able to compose our budget for 2021. It is already submitted to the Ministry of Local Government for transmission to the Ministry of Finance, and expectation budget should be sometime later this month. and then we will start the process of gain again.
Just before you close, the 2020 budget facilitated a reduction in the drainage and land rental charges. How has that impacted production in the region?
That is a significant move by Dr. Faizal Ali government, because that was a burden placed on the rice farmers. By the mere fact of reducing the charges of rates and services from 15,000 to back where it is 3,500 and in some cases 1,000, it means that $1.6 billion will remain in the pockets of those farmers. It will remain in the pockets of those farmers. It means that more money to the household of those who are planting rice and rearing cattle. In addition to that, with the passing of the 2020 budget, we'll remove all of VAT on agriculture equipment and support services and inputs, machinery, fertilizer, insecticide, weedicide. It means that farmers can invest more. And with the reduction of the charges and the removal of VAT on agriculture, machinery, and inputs, there is greater demand for more land. Presently, the MME is exploring the possibility of bringing another 200,000 acres of land into rice cultivation. So we are presently working on that strategy to bring more land, because there is a greater demand for land in the area. And with the work that the Ministry of Agriculture is doing, and we need to applaud the Minister of Agriculture in the way he's managing the agriculture sector. Very proactive. He's across this country. As I'm speaking to you now, we are making arrangement for him to visit Big Baibu, that is way in the Mahaica Creek. We are going there tomorrow to meet with the farmers. And the way he manages sector, farmers are loud in praise for him because he makes on-the-spot decision. Sometimes people depend on technical people for advice, but sometimes the farmers has the solution. And many times people tend not to listen to the farmers, the man who is on the ground, who knows about the land, who knows how the water will irrigate or drain. And when he listens to these people, he's able to make on-the-spot decision. And that's very, very good. I think perhaps other ministers are also doing the same thing, but he's very, very proactive. And I think I can speak for Region 5 because I have been traversing nearly every one of the communities in Region 5. And Region 5 is going to take off. With the passing of the 2021 budget, because there is tremendous work in all sectors, whether it's road, whether it's building, whether it's sluice, whether it's bridges, whether it's canal, whether it's dam. As I'm speaking to you, work is ongoing on Farm to Market Road, in the Mahaica Creek, in the Maikoni Creek, in the Bormer Branch Road, and in the Barry Road. Because these are roads that will benefit farmers in particular. For example, recently a contract was signed for $374 million in the Barry area. What does that mean? It means that a farmer no longer has to leave home 5 o'clock to go to his rice field at 7. He can leave at 6:30, meet his rice field at 7, leave his rice field at 6 and get home at 6:30. So you can do so many other things with the time that is now available because of these infrastructure development in the areas.
Thank you so much, Mr. Faizal Jafferally, and I do look forward to having more fruitful discussions with you as the year proceeds.
Pleasure talking to you at DPI.